In Tianjin, Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered a message that resonated far beyond the walls of the summit hall. He declared that the Shanghai Cooperation Organization can be a guiding force for multilateralism and a more inclusive global order. This wasn't just a diplomatic statement, it was a call to action for reform of global institutions like the UN to better reflect the voices of the Global South, often underrepresented in decision-making.
SCO, multilateralism और inclusive world order का मार्गदर्शक बन सकता है। मुझे खुशी है कि इस महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर आज एक स्टेटमेंट जारी किया जा रहा है। भारत का हमेशा से मत रहा है कि मजबूत कनेक्टिविटी से केवल व्यापार ही नहीं बल्कि विश्वास और विकास के द्वार भी खुलते हैं। इसी सोच के साथ हम चाबहार पोर्ट और इंटरनेशनल नॉर्थ साउथ ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरिडोर जैसे इनिशिएटिव पर काम कर रहे हैं।
The center of gravity in global affairs is shifting steadily towards the east. Prime Minister Narendra Modi envisions the SCO as more than a regional alliance. It can be a strategic counterbalance to unilateralism, especially in matters of trade and security. By encouraging cooperation among diverse member states, the SCO can foster a multipolar world, one where power isn't concentrated in the hands of a few. India and China are major economies of Asia and will deliver this change.
There was recognition of the role that the Indian and the Chinese economies can play in stabilizing world trade. Both leaders underlined the need once again to proceed from a political and strategic direction to reduce their bilateral trade deficit, facilitate bilateral trade and investment ties in both directions, and increase policy transparency and predictability.
Representing over 40% of the global population and contributing 23.6% of global nominal GDP, rising to 33.8% when measured by purchasing power parity, the SCO commands serious market influence. Intra-bloc trade is accelerating, climbing from $463 billion in 2021 to $725 billion in 2024. With major economies like China, India, and Russia at its core, the potential for coordinated economic impact is undeniable. But scale doesn't equal synergy. Despite its collective heft, the SCO faces structural hurdles, competing national interests, asymmetrical economies, and the absence of a unified trade framework. It's a bit like a world-class orchestra with great soloists, but still searching for a common score. The Economic Brief, DD India.
Well, Prasanjit Basu continues to be with us. Mr. Basu, how well poised is the SCO to deal with, the economic issues? India, China, and Russia have a convergence of interests, especially at the current time.
The SCO hasn't really been a dynamic organization. We need to admit that. Central Asian republics like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, some of them have some elements of dynamism, but many of them are struggling. So, and of course, Russia has been hamstrung by the war with Ukraine for the last 3.5 years. So, there is potential in the SCO, but it certainly is not an alternative to, for instance, the Quad as a security entity. But I think what is interesting with the economy is that there is an opportunity, I think, for India to increase its trading relationships with the Central Asian republics, with Russia, and with China. China takes only 1/6 of our exports relative to the US. Our exports to the US are 6 times what the exports to China are. That surely will change. I think it was interesting that the the right-hand man of Xi Jinping had a private meeting with Prime Minister Modi as well. So it is worth noting that Shahbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, was almost ignored at both SCO and the military parade. So it seems that China is reaching out to India, is trying to deepen ties, using the opportunity of deteriorating US-India relations to push better ties with India.
Indeed.
We need to use this opportunity to oblige China to import far more from us,
Okay.
to transfer technology and stop being an impediment for technicians and other experts to come to iPhone manufacturing facilities run by the Taiwanese companies, as well as by Tata Electronics. So what is required is an improvement in ties. That seems to be forthcoming.
Yes.
And there will be benefits to both sides. And I think we need to make better use of the SCO as a market. So if you look at Russia, for instance, the car market in Russia was abandoned by all the Western brands,
Right.
and the Chinese brands went right in. The Indians, the Tatas and Mahindras, did not. Citing
They require wheels for the winter.
Yes, not all of Russia, though. They do, but that can be provided too. It's not impossible.
Fair enough.
That they have their own. China doesn't have as harsh winters either. So
Right.
the Chinese can go in. Why can't we? We need
Fair
to.
enough.
Similarly with Central Asia, with Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, where we have historic ties, we need to develop the economic aspects of that.
We leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Prasanjit Basu. Thank you for enlightening us on these two stories.